This hour for you on Daybreak, what the local NAACP chapter here wants from the Springfield Police Department.
And a protest over Springfield Public Schools' plan for the fall semester. Why parents and students say the plan was not good enough.
And those students that are graduating have to deal with life after high school amidst a pandemic. We'll explain how some are preparing to do that with a little help. It's all this hour for you on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Today is Tuesday, July 28th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
And I'm Joe Morano. Nija has that story about a group that's trying to help these students because that transition high school to college is hard enough to begin with, let alone with what we've been dealing with now, right?
Yes, I can't even imagine being a senior during this time, so definitely much needed help. And they also talk about starting early too, so you're preparing even your freshman year, sophomore year, starting early and little by little to get you ready when you're a senior.
All right, that story is in just a minute, but first, of course, we start off with meteorologist Elisa Rappa. She has the forecast first for us today. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Did you get one of those downpours yesterday? I did. My car got a nice rinsing.
Yes, got the downpour, and then it just kind of stayed cloudy and dark the rest of the day, I feel like.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we're going to find as we head through today and the rest of this week. We're starting out dry this morning. We've got some fog in spots, some clouds down on the landing. It's 72 degrees in Branson with calm winds and some dry roads there. You've got some fog, patchy fog out there, 3 miles visibility in Springfield, 7 miles in Camden, and 2 miles up at Lake of the Ozarks. Most of us are dry, which is partly mostly cloudy with some locally heavy rain over Bentonville in northwest Arkansas. Some of those showers bleeding into the extreme southwest corner of Missouri. It's 72 degrees in Branson, 71 in Ava, and 72 degrees to start in Springfield. Of course, coming with all of that humidity. So we're starting out with some fog on the roads. Then we'll have those roads be wet as we get through the afternoon with some scattered showers and storms. So at the pool today, you'll have the clouds, temperatures below average in the low to middle 80s, 85 degrees today with that threat of locally heavy rain and lightning. The storm chances hang around through Friday, which will bring a flooding threat and cooler temperatures. Details on that coming up in 10 minutes.
Now, new for you today, a local group is working to prepare students for life after high school. Nija McDonald met with this organization and is in studio this morning to explain what exactly they're doing. Nija.
Well, good morning, Joe. College planning for high school students involves much more than filling out forms and taking standardized tests, which is where Class 101 steps in to help families create a plan. Catherine Arquette attends Greenwood Laboratory School and says she's learning it's never too early to begin planning for college.
Before I started Class 101, I was really just looking at campus, like how the campuses looked like, and just a little bit of how their majors and minors aligned with my interests. And I did not know how size or the city affected it.
Class 101 offers college planning services for students like Arquette.
They also do ACT prep, which is really nice, especially if you're about to take the ACT. Colleges I didn't even know existed are now on my radar.
This week, the organization is providing a free 45 to 60-minute session for families. Lori Gosley owns Class 101 and says her goal is to help students develop a 4-year high school plan.
There's a lot to the process, and the earlier you start, typically the more money that you can save on college.
Gosley encourages students to begin creating their college resume their freshman or sophomore year.
Getting involved in the community, getting involved in school, in different clubs, and trying to find kind of their niche and their path. Try on different sports, different activities for size.
She says they also work with students on how their interests could translate into a career, as well as selecting a college for the right reasons.
The answer that I get often is just because it's close to home or just because that's where my parents went.
However, Gosley says it's important for students to factor in things like what they might major in and class or campus size. Well, these free sessions are taking place now until Friday, July 31st. As always, you can visit our website at ozarksfirst.com for more information on how to sign up.
Nija, thank you. About 30 parents, students, and teachers were out in the rain last night demanding in-person classes 5 days a week in Springfield schools.
My kids love school. They love their teachers, they love their friends, they love the education that we get in Springfield Public Schools, and they want to be at school.
This comes after the district unveiled its plan for the fall. Parents have two choices: full-time virtual learning or a hybrid model. That includes 2 days of in-person class and 3 days of virtual learning. Parents have until this Friday, July 31st, to decide. And we also talked to a student and a paraprofessional who both say they need to be back in school.
The education is going to be lacking, and our mental health is really struggling. A lot of kids are just really having a hard time. I am a straight-A student normally, and I struggled a lot in my classes, and that was because it was online.
As they're saying right now, computers aren't teachers, and I know there's a significant amount of kids who they're not going to be able to learn through 3 days online and 2 days in person. Even if it doesn't do anything, I was here, we were all here, we tried to help them, and there's even kids out here, which I think that says a lot. They know that they need to be in school, they know that that's what they want.
Parents plan on bringing these concerns to the Springfield Public Schools Board meeting next week. And there is also a petition that's gaining traction with over 1,000 signatures so far. We'll keep you updated with all of our education-related coverage on our website, ozarksfirst.com. Under the News tab, you can find COVID-19 Back to School.
A reminder for parents of students in Springfield Public Schools that your deadline for decisions is Friday. R12 leaders need to know if you're choosing the all-virtual learning option or the in-class and virtual option for the fall. Those who choose the latter would attend in-person classes 2 days a week and learn virtually the other 3 from home. Days of attendance will be staggered by last name. That's designed in order to minimize class sizes.
The Discovery Center is announcing plans to help parents who may need childcare as a result of fewer classroom days. It's once again going to offer a learning support care program with in-person childcare and help so students can meet digital learning requirements during their off-campus school days. The program is $125 a week per student, and it was widely used during the initial shutdown earlier this year. For a link to get on the waiting list, you can go to discoverycenter.org.
With the weekly $600 in unemployment benefits coming to an end, some advice to consider here. Be sure to contact the Missouri Unemployment Office. That way you can find out if you're eligible for any other unemployment programs or if you have to reapply for some benefits. Don't forget to try and find help with your bills. If you're concerned about making payments, contact lenders, utility providers, and landlords about options. And also just work on your budget. Adjust to it for the amount of money that is either coming or going from your bank account.
A meeting between the Springfield Police Department and the NAACP hopes to bring some answers regarding training, use of force, and police accountability. The NAACP presented a short list of demands to City Council earlier this month. And while no decisions have been made, police say discussions between officers, City Council, and the NAACP will continue. The NAACP also sent 22 questions to the police department, which were answered yesterday. The group asked if police brutality constitutes criminal behavior. SPD says possibly. There isn't a precise definition, but it's addressed through both civil lawsuits and criminal charges. The group asked if there are investigations when data suggests disparity in police actions. SPD responded yes, with training, counseling, or discipline as a result of an investigation. We have the full list of those questions and the answers from police on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
Discussing coronavirus numbers now for you. Greene County has surpassed 1,000 cases of COVID-19. This time last month, the county had just under 300 cases. The chart here shows the amount of time between every 100 cases. Now, despite this increase, health officials say the past few days have seen an improvement. Do need to tell you, though, over the weekend, 40 cases were confirmed, and then 57 more were yesterday. The total number of cases sits at 1,048. 459 of which are still active.
We're starting out with some dry roads out there this morning with clouds and some patchy fog. That visibility is a little bit low at times, down to 3 miles in Springfield and 7 miles in Camdenton. Details on storm chances returning coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.